Hello everyone, this is not a review, it's just me, a plastic model building amateur, looking at a thing and talking about it. The thing being here, Gundam Mark II Titans version 2.0, a kit that came out in 2006, it's basically just a recolor of the AUG version that came out in 2005. I personally was not super interested in the Gundam in universe or the Gunpla as a kit. But a fair number of viewers who I trust recommended it very, very, very extremely highly for an extended period of time. And I figured, you know what? I need to find out what this thing is all about. I need to find out what the fuss is all about. So I built it, but I didn't put too much time into doing the finishing. You might see some scars, some stress marks somewhere. I don't think I even did any or at least I didn't do much panel lining on it. This is mostly just a snip and snap build, but has a top coat over it. This is obviously, Mark II. It's a RX 178. Well, obviously, if you know the universe, if you don't, that's okay. That's fine. It's inspired by the original Gundam, literally the OG, and it's intended to be a bridge between old school and new school, as Zeta Gundam, the series, second major series, started to introduce new things. This is something in its white form, white colored form, basically said to existing fans of Gundam that, look, this is still Gundam, so come watch us. Don't be afraid. We've not turned our backs on the history that's been established thus far. It's something that looks very, very familiar, especially with the head, but then you move into Zeta from the same series and you see something different. You look at Yakushiki, you look at others, a whole bunch of variation starts to happen, which is great, which is absolutely great. So you can't expect too much out of this being a bridge, kind of nostalgia bait piece. Can't expect too much innovation out of it in terms of its visual design. But as a Gunpla, this 2.0 kit here did introduce a whole lot of good stuff. And the main thing that people talk about most, with most respect and most reverence, is how the legs are done. So let me just get directly to that immediately. I think this was the first Gunpla to have all of this going on with it. So you've got the separation of the upper leg armor there that occurs. And then you've got all this other stuff that goes on. So you've got three different segments for the knee there that are able to move independently. There's some nice little mechanisms that occur on the inside to keep those different segments roughly equidistant from one another, and to end up with a lot of articulation here without a whole lot of gaps showing through. So that's really good. Of course, that's not unique these days. It definitely is something that is common in one way or another in a number of kits, but when this first came out, I believe that was quite good. When the 2.0 series happened officially, it really did introduce some major leaps forward in engineering. This one does have the chrome. I did not apply that chrome coating on there. It's got the chrome for the ankle, we call that extender or ankle flexor? Flex X would be this way. Anyway, the ankle control, main ankle ones, with ball ends down there for the pistons there. So that's something that comes with the kit. So you've got this ability, and also the ability to change all this, which is nice. So you can make it look like it's pointing its toe more, or you can put it into a kneeling pose, and you're able to bend everything up. So it has a lot more articulation than older kits did, and that's great. And it goes together with some complexity. It's not the simplest build to put together. It's satisfying to assemble it, and I like the fact that it had a very, very basic, simple system to attach things to the belt here. So this is an extra magazine over here, and that just fits right on. That's for the hyper bazooka, mega bazooka. What is it? The bazooka. I'll just say. Now fearing how many years of comments I'll be getting saying, actually, it's a such and such bazooka. The bazooka. The beam rifle can fit on there as well, although you saw that this does fall off a little bit easily, but it's just a simple little hook I find that to be nice because I don't like having to have always a bag for all the extra stuff, the basic extra stuff for my Gundams. And on the back, they also have a little fold down spot that will hold on to the bazooka itself. So this pops out. It was just out just a second ago. There we go. That will hold on to that nice and conveniently. The verniers are able to move around a bit. These upper control things, thruster bits, can move around quite a bit. They also have the beam saber hilts on the front there, so it acts as a scabbard as well. This right in here is actually a cloth piece. It's a synthetic mesh cloth piece. They give you a whole length of it, a long length, as a tube, and you have to cut it to specific lengths to fit it into here and also back here. It's nice. I personally recommend strongly that you burn the ends or melt the ends down just a little bit so it fits over the spots more easily. I've seen a lot of folks complain that those are difficult to manage, but I think it's the ends fraying out. When you cut it, they will fray out. That makes it difficult to get them to fit into spots. So just use a lighter or match or something and just lightly melt down the ends and you're good to go. Those parts are also used down here, or a couple other links down here, and then you're left with some spare afterwards. The shield is set up to be able to be connected on the outside of the arm, back of the arm, or inside of the arm, your choice. Shield also has a little bit of, well, you've got a couple of extra magazines for your beam rifle here. Has a little bit of transformation feature, just it can do that. It can close up partway. I think I'm just going to leave this off for the moment right now. I believe I put all of the water slides on this that are supposed to be on. Sorry, stickers for this one. Wait, stickers and dry transfers. That's right. It's a combination for this one. Stickers and dry transfers. And then the bazooka looks a little bit small to me, honestly, just for the size of the Gundam. It's a decent sized thing. It has a very large head, and it also has the add-on. Sorry, I forgot to look up on Wiki, Gundam Wiki, what the correct name of this is. So I'm not going to try to front. I'm just going to let you know that I don't remember the name of it, and that shouldn't be that big of a deal, hopefully. But it's got guns in it, and it has extra sensors and things that's supposed to make it more powerful and better at tracking targets than the original Vulcans in the head of the RX-78. There's waist articulation in this, side to side, as well as front to back. A little bit of twisting here. Stuff is falling off left and right. That's all good. I do find that because I'm just being kind of casual with it. I do find that the joints, even though this is a fresh kit, relatively recently produced, relatively recently reprinted, I do find that the joints in general feel loose to me. Just on initial build, that concerns me. I feel like if I were to repose this quite a bit over time, it would really, really loosen up to the point where a lot of those would need to be retightened. Obviously, there are tons and tons of different things you can do to easily tighten that stuff up. Some of them longer term solutions than others, but I feel like the tolerances just weren't right when this was initially designed. I feel like the issue is actually in the mold. So aftermarket, you can always do things, as a hobbyist, you can always do things to improve upon the design that's there. But I do like to acknowledge when the design is particularly good or has flaws, at least in my opinion. But that's that. It's Mark II. I got the Titans version because at least it's not another white Gundam. It looks more different given that it has the distinct Titans color scheme. And I'm happy with it. I'm satisfied with it. It's not my style that much. Just I don't need another RX, but it's cool. I'm happy to have had this experience, to know what it's all about, and yeah, just to have been there. Thank you for watching. That's it for me for now. I'll talk to you again soon.